Hello, everybody, and we are home from Georgia, and Happy New Year to everybody. And
Yep. Happy New Year.
time to get back into the swing of things.
It's amazing. It seems like
What?
It
Seems like a long time.
it seems like
It hasn't been that long.
no.
It's only been about 10 days, a week and a half, or something like that. But anyways, glad that everybody is here, and everything seems to be working fine, so that's good to know. Okay, so who have we got joining us right now? We have, of course, number one at the top is our friend Russ,
Macadamia.
Galoshes,
We were saying that all the way home.
Bobus, Bofont. And most of you aren't going to get the references because, well, Russ, I can't even explain it. Maybe Russ will explain it a little bit on his channel when he does his weekly vlog or something like that. But yeah, it's an inside joke. Who else is here? We've got Julie. There's Julie. Missed you, Julie, and thank you, Julie, again for the lovely gift.
Yes, thank you.
You shouldn't have. I have confiscated all of it from Walter. No. No, we've got it there. So thank you, Julie. That was so kind of you and nice. Definitely not expected, but definitely
Yes,
appreciate
thank you very
it.
much.
And Charlotte's here, and Suzanne is here. Nina is here. Donna's here.
Isn't that Nina?
Is it Nina? I always say Nina, but it's Nina. Yeah, I know. I get it wrong, but you know, I get everybody's name wrong. So everybody's the same to me. But Nina, I said Donna. Stephanie is here. Stephanie was doing a whirlwind. I mean, she had her retreat, then she was right off to Stitch in Heaven for another retreat. I'm surprised, Stephanie, you're even here today because I figured you'd just be pretty much pooped right out. You probably are. Barb is here. Anybody? Designing Jay's here from Maryland. Gail in Georgia. Hi, guys. Glad you have this weather to travel down here. Didn't have this weather to travel down here. Yeah, we were very...
Well, we kind of missed it, and
Yeah.
I'm glad we missed it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one problem with driving all the way down there is that you don't know what kind of weather you're going to get, especially in the northern area. And we were fortunate not to have anything on the way down or on the way back.
However, Kentucky was cold, and
Yes.
Georgia had its cool moments too. But then there was one day, I think it was our last
Last
day.
2 days weren't bad.
No, they were nice. They were like spring-like, what
Yeah,
we would consider
but one day
spring-like
was
weather.
warm, but still really windy.
Yeah, but it was nice. We had some rain, but that's okay. We were inside sewing. Didn't stop us from doing anything. So yeah, we were lucky. Now we did hit a little bit of snow when we got across the border.
No, it was just before we got across the border on our way to
to
Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
It started to snow a little bit, but they were like snow squalls, so it didn't really last any length of time, and there wasn't any accumulation on the road. So
No, so that was okay.
good.
Karen is here. Hi, Karen, and Tony as well. She says it's frigid in West Michigan. Brenda's here. Brenda, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. She's home again. Hope you both had a wonderful trip. I'll be listening and watching while working on a long ago whip. Gloria is here.
Different.
Yeah, Brenda says it's in Maine. It's nearing the single digit. Burr. Okay, Kathy is here. Hello from sunny, cold Regina, Saskatchewan. All in that bad weather. Please stay safe. Hope you can maintain power. Yeah, it would help to have power. Oops, what happened here? Things went on me. Glenn is here from snowy O'Fallon, Missouri.
Yeah, it's not bad out today. It's kind of dark and dingy, but
They get snow in Missouri,
yeah,
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
we are at -4, which is 25 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So it's balmy here. Charlotte is here. I think it's that. Lydia's here. Hi, Lydia.
Lydia, did you make it home okay?
And Sue is here from frozen tundra of central Missouri. Canada's south, it seems. Yeah, weather's been weird, hasn't it?
Lydia says macadamia.
Yes. Galoshes. What was the other one?
Bulbous
Bulbous
and
Beaufort
blubber.
and Blubber and Eskimo Mucklucks.
Muckluck.
And then there was one that's a fabric I never can remember. I want to say
Gabardine.
oh, Gabardine.
Gabardine.
Gabardine. Yeah, none of these people will know what we're talking about here. So, yeah, holdover from the retreat. Karen is here from snow-covered southern Ohio. And Judy's here. And Dubrovka is here. And Susan M. from Saskatchewan is here. And Inez is here.
Well, the Quilt Museum is closed to
various version of inclement weather. God, so did you get to the museum?
What? You didn't get to the in there? That
Yeah,
would have been ticked off.
Yeah, really. Due to their version of inclement weather. Okay, is it snowing?
It was supposed to be bad weather coming.
Yeah, I know. It was
that
coming
way.
across.
Yeah.
But I don't know where Paducah is.
It's in.
Is it which state is it in?
I looked it up, but I didn't think the weather would hit there.
No, like I'm completely lost. I'm geographically challenged. Jen is here. Hi, Jen. Faith is here. Hi, Faith. Karen Burnett is here. Joanne is here. Jeannie's here. Kevin
in
Devon.
Kentucky.
What is in Kentucky? Oh, Kentucky. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. When we were in Kentucky, it was a little bit on the cool side for sure. Kim Davenport is here. Judy from Jackson is here. Jean Hoffman's here. Patsy's here from Mississippi. Karen Lyles from Southwest Washington State. Warm 52 and wet and gray here. She says, glad to have found you. I normally lurk. Well, lots of people do. Oh, now Russ is at Gazebo. This is going to go on all the afternoon. I can just see it, and everybody's going to be lost.
It's west of Lexington. Southwest of Lexington, Paducah.
Oh, okay. Sherry is here. Grant is here from California. Lydia says, nope, I'm stuck in Paducah. Paid hotel and all. It's raining. It's in Kentucky, right on the Ohio border. I'm rather miffed. Yes, Lydia, I think it would be. Now, Lydia was one of the people at the retreat as well. And Lydia is a fellow Canadian, but Lydia comes from the Ottawa area. So she had even further to go to get down there than us. And she drove all by herself in her Volkswagen Beetle. And we watched her packing up the Beetle going, how the hell are you getting everything in that little car that she had? Plus, her husband, he's the smarter one. He's flew down to meet her, and then they're driving back. But they were going to do, I think they were going to Memphis, to Graceland in Tennessee, and Nashville, and all of that, and Paducah, as you just read now.
That Paducah must be in a different spot.
What? Paducah is in Kentucky, Karen says. It has been snowing since noon in southern Ohio. No green showing now. Patricia's here from Oklahoma City. Lydia says, being it's Sunday, pretty much everything is closed here. Wow, that's a bit of a drag, isn't it? Jean E. is here. Barb says, I had a pair of mucklucks as a kid. Yeah, I had some too. In fact, I had them for quite a few years. I burned them out every winter. I love mucklucks. Germany. Oh, from Germany. Wow. I don't know if I said your name correctly, but yeah, it's be late there. But welcome. Charlotte says, Lydia, you are very brave. Yes, I wouldn't have done it. I have a chauffeur. It's called Walter. But anyways, yeah, we're going to talk all about that in a moment or two. But
I hope you don't get stuck out of your hotel soon.
Yeah. Judy says it's supposed to get worse for the next 2 to 3 days. Wow. I don't know what our forecast is. We don't have any snow happening at the moment. There was a little bit of it earlier this afternoon, but not much to speak of.
There isn't enough to shovel, that's for sure.
No, I mean, we've got a light dusting is all we have. Well,
it's supposed to get really, really, really cold here. -12. For Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is supposed to be the coldest at -16. But it's supposed to be sunny. We're not supposed to see any snow till Saturday.
Oh, well, a reprieve, and then it'll all just dump. We'll just wake up in the morning, it'll gone poop down. Lydia says it was a long but beautiful drive to the retreat. Well worth it.
Well, so it's that second time, so it's the same scenery.
Yeah. We weren't as thrilled the second time. In my quietude says, I want to get to Hancock's in Paducah one day. I buy my backing from them. Yes. I don't know if we're ever going to get to places down there yet. We have a funny year coming up, don't we? Everything is kind of what's going to happen at our border. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. Of course, we're not going to get into that discussion because I think we're all sick and tired of it.
So they're going to Louisville tomorrow. Apparently, they're getting about a foot of snow today and tomorrow. Should be fun.
Oh, geez.
Well, hopefully, be careful.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how well they're equipped down there for snow removal.
Hi, Candace. Candace was also with us at the retreat. It was really nice to meet Candace in person. We had a lot of fun with Candace, with Stephanie and Russ and Lydia and Walter and I, the five of us. It was a good time. We had fun there. We played some dirty games. We'll talk more about those in a minute. But Maureen's here. Hi, Maureen. Maureen. Good day from Sydney. Going to be 34°C today. She had to rub it in, didn't you, Maureen? Yeah, 34.
Well, I don't know. It's -4 here, but it's not an unpleasant minus.
Well, no, but it's not 34.
No.
Are you going to run out in your bikini?
No,
Lay on the front lawn?
I'll go out and walk. I didn't do my walk today.
Oh, yeah. You have to get back into your routine. Sue says, we have a snow and ice emergency. Both the Highway Patrol and Highway Department have issued a no travel warning until Tuesday. The storm stretches to the East Coast.
Where is it you're in?
She's in Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're in Missouri. Well, yeah, we saw it on the radar. That strip that goes
yeah,
right
because
across.
we saw that it was going to start a couple of days after we were passing through.
Yeah,
and
but their problem down there is they're not, in some of those states, they're not equipped for like that kind of snow like we are. We're used to it, kind of a thing, and so are all our services. But down there, they're not. In fact, when we were following a truck on our way from Lexington up, and they were spraying.
Yeah, it was in Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, they were spraying in anticipation of the storm. They were spraying a brine onto the road, which sticks to everything.
Which sticks to everything on your car.
Yeah, and every time a transport went by us, they were pushing that stuff up, and to the point where we stopped at a roadside, rest stop kind of thing, and Walter luckily had in the car a container of these window wipe things, but it was sticky.
It was sticky to the window and everything.
Yeah.
I couldn't the wipers to wipe the stuff off.
No. Judy,
and I just went today, sprayed the car down. So
yeah. Judy says Lydia may want to wait it out where she's at. Carrie's here. Hi, Carrie. Lydia says exactly, Walters. I understand they don't plow salt or sand. We'll take it slow. Yeah. Gail's here, and from Maryland. So yeah. So it's winter, people. I guess even down in the mid United States, it's winter as well. Worse than we have it. Sue says they handle snow very well. Ice is a disaster.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, well, it's a disaster for everybody.
I can see in the area that you're in that you might be prone to getting ice.
Yeah. Judy, Lydia says, Judy, we either drive 3+ hours to Louisville or 8-ish to Pittsburgh. Got tickets to a game on the 7th. Geez, Lydia, you really didn't pick the year for this, did you?
Well, no, actually, that's the problem with driving down there in this time of year. You end up chancing bad weather.
Mary says she now has 10 inches. Oh, you're lucky. Of snow. Oh, excuse me. Brenda says, I didn't leave you just watching replays. Enjoy listening while I'm stitching. Okay. Well, I didn't think you left us, but, if you don't come on the chat, we don't know who's really there. Mary says, we got quite a bit of ice before the snow. Oh, that makes it even dangerous when there's snow on ice, because you can't see the ice when you're driving, and it's disastrous. And I don't know if you know the term black ice, but that's ice that is so clear that the asphalt shines through it. You suddenly hit a patch of it, and your control is gone with that. So that's dangerous too. Okay, so hopefully But you don't know something? It will melt. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even the next day, but it will melt. So while we were down in Georgia, we worked on a few things, high pace, and I can show you what I worked on. This came from the Missouri Star quilt, Missouri Star Christmas box, or Countdown to Christmas, or Jenny Doan's box. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And here it is. This is just the top. I call it teeny tiny tacky houses. I don't know what they were calling it, but I love quilts with houses on them. And this one was kind of fun to do. It's not huge. I think it works out to something like 39 by 39. At one point, I was putting the pieces up on the design wall in the room we were sewing in, and I had them all counted out. There's 31 houses and then a bunch of trees. In fact, I thought when I was doing it, 31 houses, that's an odd number. But it's because of how they place the trees too. So I had all in there, and I'm going to lay it out so I can sew it all the rows together, and I'm missing a house. And I was sure I counted correctly, so I counted again. And Stephanie checked it for me too, and she says, no, there's supposed to be 31. You had 31, like when she first counted them, when I asked about, do I really need 31? Not 32? And I couldn't find it. I thought, did I drop it on the floor? Did I drop it in a garbage can? Did I drop it in my bag? Did it get caught up with some other things I was working on? Well, I could not find it. And Stephanie mentioned that she thought she had a block missing too, and someone else mentioned that they had a piece missing. Okay, who's screwing with us here? Is someone? But we didn't really think anybody would do that at the retreat. Then we thought, well, ghosts, maybe. But anyways, I didn't have enough fabric to make another house. And so I was trying to figure out how I was going to cobble this together, because I had put all the houses together in, like, I did them in little teeny kits for each house with all the pieces that I needed. And it's all done with scraps. But I kind of neglected to bring any extra scraps, and I probably should have. So then I remembered, wait. I had done, before we had left, I had done one house as a prototype. And I thought I brought that with me, and sure enough, I had. So I was safe. So after I got the whole thing sewn together, and we're cleaning up, it was Lydia's fault. The missing house had fallen, so the story goes, had fallen off the design wall, and Lydia had her sewing bag right underneath it, and it dropped into her sewing bag. So I have an extra house now. Might become a label, like as if I label my quilts. Not. So, yeah. So now I can get it on Lucy at some point in time and get it quilted. But I kind of like it. I think it's kind of cute. And like I said, I like anything with little tiny houses on it. So that's about all that I managed to accomplish. I did some other things to work on. I took some blocks that I'm working on for my next quilt pattern that I'm putting together, but I can't show you those because it's a secret. So what did you work on?
I was trying to do Stephanie, what was it?
You ever tried?
I can never remember the
Rock Candy.
Rock Candy quilt. And I got all the colored blocks done, but I haven't done the white and black blocks yet. I'm not too speedy at this. But yeah, I'll have to get that done.
Yeah, so that's about all we got accomplished, but it may not seem like a lot, but you're talking to other people, you're doing other things, you're going out for lunches.
You're distracted.
And I didn't go down with any intent of finishing anything. I knew from past retreats I've been on, I don't usually get as much done as I think I'm going to get done, and that's okay. It's not a race. I don't care. That's fine. Let's see here. Mary says, did you two have a good trip and lots of fun? Yes, we did. We're going to talk about it. We haven't got there yet. We are going to talk about it. Charlotte says, black ice is freaky, scary, especially if a gust of wind hits your vehicle. That's true. Betty's here. Hi, Betty. And Mary. And I think I said hello, Mary. I don't know. I don't think I said hello to Mary. Colleen's here. Hi, Colleen. So nice to see you home. I love the teeny tiny quilty houses. Thank you, Colleen. Sue says the old timers used to talk about slick ice on gravel roads. It's the worst. Yeah, I can see how that would be a problem. And thank you for those that are loving the little houses. Yeah, 31 is odd, Russ, but that was because of the trees. I think there's five. No, there were one, two, three, nine. You had 9 trees. Although I don't think there's
That
9
makes
trees
40,
now.
right?
So that makes 40.
Yeah.
So that's an even number there. So that's how that made it up. Yeah, it was a lot of houses to keep track of. Let's see. Betty says a lot of snow here, 5 degrees last night. Yep, cold and frosty. Thank you, Brenda. Betty says, glad you enjoyed your trip. I love seeing what you brought home. Yeah, and what Betty's talking about is on So Chatty this week, we basically showed all the goodies we brought back. And it wasn't just stuff we bought at the quilt store. Everybody was given everybody all kinds of little gifts, some really nice things there. And in that video, tried to remember who gave what, and I probably
and us being old, we couldn't remember.
You speak for yourself. I should have wrote it down.
Yeah.
We didn't do too bad a job, but as I said in that video, if some of the people that were at the retreat, if I got things screwed up, please feel free to correct me in the comments or whatever. Lydia's I got a little mixed up. Lydia gave us the little baskets with the triangular pieces in them, and she had made some alpha numeric markers for your fabric and everything, and really cute, and that's in the video. If you haven't seen it yet, it's there. But we're trying to figure out who gave us the purple thing. That's what they call the purple one, and ours weren't purple, and some wonder clips as well. It was all together, and it was all done up, nice little cellulite, done up in a nice little cellulose bag and everything like that. And yeah, I couldn't remember who gave us the wonder clips and the little purple thing as well, but it was Lydia who did that. And I know I screwed it up on a few others, and not on purpose, just I'm old. I can't remember. Okay, things like that. But yeah, we got all kinds of goodies. So if you haven't seen So Chatty from this past week, you might want to check it out. You'll also see our fabric haul from Common Threads. That's the quilt store that's there. We did it last year. Now, last year, for those of you that followed that, I spent about $900 in that store. Pretty much paid their wages for the day or so. I didn't buy much this year for a couple of reasons. First of all, our dollar is horrible. So even though their prices were good and they gave us a 15% discount as well.
It cost us around $1.44 to buy $1 and actually it's a little more than that because we used our credit cards. No, yeah, I know. When you use your credit card, you get charged an extra 3 or so cents to convert the money back. So we're almost at $1.50. Yeah. So basically we're paying almost 50% more on anything. And that adds up. We'll talk more about how that adds up, the reality of that in a bit. So I didn't buy as much. I bought under 300 American dollars. It came out to about 420 in Canadian. Also, to be honest, I have such a huge stash that there wasn't, unless it really grabbed me. So I had intended, though, to look for my new love in the last little while has been Jason Yenter fabrics, and I did get some of that there. What I did was, before I went to the store, to the quilt store, I looked them up online, and I listed possibilities of things I wanted to look for. In my mind, that might keep me more on target, and it did for the most part. And I bought another fabric I've never seen up here before called Mystic Mist. And I really quite like that. But I think in total I bought 12 different fabrics at 2 yards a piece, so 24 yards of fabric. And I bought some Alpha Wonder Clips. I bought some of those too.
Yeah, and I bought one of those Quilter Select little handles that you You have a suction cup you put down on the ruler to hold it steady. I think that's all I bought.
Yeah,
You bought
I bought which is unusual for me, a layer cake. But I don't know what I'll do with it yet. But anyway, and then
yeah, but then you just when you got
well,
home.
yeah, I know it was a particular line of fabric I liked, and now I can't remember the name of the line of fabric. Anyway, this particular line of fabric I liked. It was from Kaufman Fabrics or whatever, and let me see if I can look this up here. It is called Phantasma by Kaufman, and I liked. It's really colorful and
Show it on screen.
yeah.
Challenge.
But
That's it. Yeah.
yeah. So I liked the colors and stuff, and so I looked around online for that fabric here, and found out that Quilter Quilting has it.
Yeah.
So I bought four 3-meter cuts of it, and they're shipping it to me. So in 4 different colorways. So and then I bought 3 other fabrics I hadn't seen before in Canada there, and I bought 3-yard cuts. Sorry, I keep meters and yards. I get 3-yard cuts, and then I got from that, and I bought a panel. I'm not going to know what I'm going to do with the panel, but I really liked the panel, and it was only $8, so I bought it.
Yeah, it's Starry Night with poppies and stuff in it too, and that's an interesting panel. Joan says, "Hi, Happy New Year. Be glad you got back when you did. 20 degrees Fahrenheit and 6 to 8 inches of snow is still coming down in Springfield, Illinois. It's supposed to snow till tomorrow night." Yeah, I think we just missed it, which was good.
Yeah, which we meant is good, and I'm glad that we didn't get stuck down there.
Yeah, so am I. Dana's here. Hi, Dana. She's welcome back to Canada, eh?
Sorry, Lydia.
Yeah, poor Lydia. Patricia's here. Love the house quilt. Looking forward to making mine. Hope to get it done before Christmas 25. Yeah. Where'd that go? In my quietude's going up to Common Thread. Love your fabric, Paul. From there, it'll be a nice ride. Joanne says, how many people at the retreat? There were, I think, ended up being 17 of us. There were a couple of last minute people were there. So yeah, I think it was 17, maybe 16, 17, counting Walter and myself and Stephanie, of course. Mary says, I missed the lives from retreat this year like you did last retreat. We didn't do any lives. We just all got so busy doing other things, and plus the internet connection was not the best up there this year, so we just let it go. With that. So sorry about that, because we did say we were going to try to do one, but we didn't get to it. Julie says, curious, what did the border agent say? Nothing. They said to us, well, how much did you spend? Walter said, what did you say you had?
I had it said $161, but it came to 225 or something like that Canadian. So,
and you said I had what, 350?
Oh, at the border, yeah.
Yeah, at the border.
Oh, yeah, I said 250, and I just said that you had 350.
Yep. And they said, do you have any alcohol or drugs? No. Do you have any guns? No. Okay. Welcome back. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and actually, there was no lineup.
No lineup. We got right through the border. When we went down, we waited for 45 minutes to get up to the window, and that guy at the window was a bit...
He was questioning everybody like 12 million.
Yeah.
Things.
Well, no, that was the one that hit. And then they had a shift change while we were splitting the line, and this other guy came in. We thought it might go faster, but he said, where are you going? We said to Georgia, why are you going? And Walter said, Walter's not really good at the answers. He should have just said a quilting retreat. He said, we're going to a sewing retreat.
No, I said a quilting retreat. And he said, what's that? What's a quilting retreat? And I said, it's a sewing retreat.
Then you said sewing retreat. Well,
and he goes, oh, what are you going to do there? Are you selling anything there? And I said, no.
No, just our
and
bodies.
He says, well, what are you doing there? And I said, sewing.
Yeah, like, duh. With that, but he said, okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So anyways, that was the only thing we had there. Let's see here, looking up. Lydia says, not looking forward to getting my car bill when I get home. Yeah, Yeah, because everything will have the exchange rate off. Plus, you pay a little bit more because you use your credit card. So yeah, they get you like crazy. Um, Maureen says, I like the idea of the white elephant table. We have a retreat mid-year with 35 people, so it could be successful. Yeah, the white elephant table was fun. And if you don't know how a white elephant table works, well, there's different ways to do it. But basically, we all brought a white elephant gift, but they were wrapped up or in a bag. You couldn't see what was there. And then we drew numbers. And I drew number 2. Walter drew number 1. So Walter gets to pick whatever off the table. So he picked his gift up. Then I was number 2. Now I had the choice of, before I picked up something from the table, I could steal whatever Walter had, or I could pick up another gift. Well, that early in the game, you don't usually want to steal because, I mean, somebody could steal. If you saw something, if Walter got something I really, really wanted, if I had stolen it at that point, somebody for sure would steal it from me later down the road. And I think the rule was a gift could only be stolen twice. And then at that point afterwards, it couldn't be stolen anymore. We went down the line, and I did draw. Actually, I pulled a package that had 2 little kits in it, one for a quilt with the basic patterns, fabrics for it, and a table runner. And I really liked those. I thought, especially the quilt. Words fail me. The quilt one, and I showed that on Chatty the other day. But I knew somebody was going to steal it, and yep, I think it was Philippa stole it from me or somebody. But here was the advantage. Okay, Walter had number 1, so he couldn't steal until all the presents, everybody had their turn. And then you want to be number 1 because he could steal whatever he wanted. So guess what he stole and gave
I
to
had
me?
actually a black and white jelly roll.
Yeah.
Which actually was a nice jelly roll. And but Steve wanted the
patterns.
The patterns. So I said, sure, I'll trade my jelly roll for the pattern. So whoever had the patterns got jelly rolls. So
What did you end up with?
well, I got the patterns.
Oh, that's right. And
What
then
did
gave
you
it to
end
me.
up with? You had something else. You can't remember.
I don't remember what it was. I was too excited about the patterns with the but anyways, yeah, worked as a team on that one. So yeah, might have been a little. No, that's not unfair. All's fair in love and war and white elephant table. So that was fun. That was lots of fun.
You didn't get the apron or something.
No, I didn't get no. I forget what I got.
No. Oh wow.
Oh, I gave it though to somebody.
Mm.
I forget because I didn't really want it, and they kind of were eyeballing and said, "Here, you can have it." I give it, and I forget what it was. Julie says, "Lydia, oops, I get you ladies confused." Yeah, no, welcome to my world. You all look alike. Sorry about that. Brenda says, "Walter, that's beautiful fabric. Great that you'll be able to get more." Yeah, shopping never stops, Dubrovka. That's very true. Pat's here. Hi, Pat. We have 3 inches of snow. Looks like could be it. Oh, geez, Pat. Did you report your canned cheese? And Lydia says, what canned cheese, Pat? No, we didn't tell them that I had 20 cans of spray cheese. Thanks to Russ and Stephanie. Stephanie gave me 6 cans of spray cheese because you know how I love my spray cheese and we can't get it in Canada for pretty obvious reasons because it's nothing but chemicals. And we do have laws.
Stephen had a bad grammar mug. That's the mug that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And I gave that to somebody else for that. But yeah, 20, and that's in the video. I have a picture of the cans of spray cheese, but Russ gave me 14 cans of spray cheese as well. It was a bit of a payment. I gave Russ a 3D printer when I was down there. It's one of my older ones that I have retired. Still works. In fact, I spent time refurbishing it before we took it down. So I was happy it was going to go to somebody that will get some use out of it. So Russ paid me in spray cheese, which is absolutely okay. I don't have a problem with that. And he found a flavor we hadn't had, spicy, what was it called? Spicy jalapeno or
Yeah,
something. It's quite good. I really like it. It's like tip it up and go kind of a thing, you know? Cheese. I love my spray cheese. Don't judge me. Thimble hook and shutter here. That's Izar. Izar's here. Hello, it's cloudy in Las Vegas. I love your travel reviews, fabric accusation. I'm happy to see that you got an amazing spray cheese boost. Yeah. That's, yeah, Russ said about the mug. I love the mug. Charlotte says, glad you've got a good stash of spray cheese. Yep, I'm good for about a year, I think. Maybe longer. Will 20 cans last year? That's to be seen. That's to be seen. You never know.
We don't go through it that much.
No, I don't eat it every day. Just usually on Friday nights when we have hors d'oeuvres, appetizer kind of things. I love you. You know, it's great at a dinner party. You give everybody a can, a box of Ritz, and say, make your own appetizer. Yeah, nothing says tacky like that kind of thing, right? So anyways, yes, those are all things that came up. Okay, so some announcements first of all. Sewing with Stephanie Stephen is back on its regular schedule again. So our next one will be this Wednesday, January the 8th. All are welcome. You know the routine. You've heard me say it many, many times. And the link for it is in the show notes. So you can check that out. Pop-up Sew Day. It seems like forever since we've had one. So I'm thinking, this is not written in stone yet, but getting pretty close to it. Saturday, January the 18th. I will announce it for sure the week before then. So the week of January 13th to 17th. So not next week, the week after. And as usual, the links for it will be in the show notes in that week and all of my videos. And anybody that's on my mailing list, you will get your personal invitation. And of course, anybody's welcome. It's not a closed group. So that's on Saturday, January the 18th. Pretty sure. You know, sometimes life happens, but pretty sure it'll be January the 18th. So I already mentioned about So Chatty, what we showed this week. We are going to be starting some new series this year. We're still working out the details. We want to do a series on doing in the hoop tote bags and other types of bags. Walter is just bought, what did you buy? You bought
a wall hanging. It's it's one of those quilted panel things.
Yeah, with tiles in it and everything like that. He's never done one of those before, so that's sort of a embroidery combination with freestanding with in the hoop applique, and it's quite modern looking. Mm-hmm. I almost bought it, but you beat me.
Now I forget the name of it.
Lauren, not Lauren, I forget what her name is, the designer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have to work out logistics of how we will do these. But we will figure that out. So, and again, if you guys have any suggestions, we're all ears. We'll consider whatever you have to offer for us. So that's coming up. Okay. One thing that's a little bit more serious, but before I get to that, Lydia says, nothing like good glass Shiraz alongside a can of spray cheese and some Ritz crackers. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Shiraz, but maybe a nice Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't know what an appropriate wine is to go with your spray cheese and crackers. So, I don't know how many of you have heard about this, but this is something that's really kind of what?
It's Laurel Birch.
Laurel Birch. Lauren Birch? Laurel Birch. Okay. Anyway, something that's getting my goat, and it's getting a lot of other people's goat. Of course, you know, Stephanie and I did the unboxing of the Missouri Star quilt Christmas box, right? And you know how excited I was about the very last gift on the 25th, which was the combination pressing mat, cutting mat in the nice little 12.5-inch folder for travel. I thought this was great. I was so excited. I took it with me to the retreat. I had not used it yet. When I pulled it out at the retreat, the glue that held the cutting mat to the cover of it was letting go. And in fact, the glue wasn't even dry. It was still sticky and tacky, whatever the use. Well, I wasn't too impressed with that. Then it got worse. I tried to cut on it. Whoa. Self-healing mat. I don't know what they used for it, but it was not a nice cutting experience. Then we found out that people were complaining online that they put an iron to the pressing mat, trying to press something, as we do, on cotton setting on their iron, as we do, and it melted. And it stuck to their iron. And some of them couldn't get it off the plate of it ruined their iron.
Yeah, Chris O'Neill did that. Yeah, it was on her
It was on her latest video, her recap of everything. Well, apparently there was a whole discussion on Facebook about this, and people were saying, and some people were saying, well, you shouldn't have used such a hot iron because it's polyester blend. It's a polyester blend and polyester melts. But they told us it was a wool pressing mat. Then the other one said, well, sometimes felt is made from wool and it can be a blend with polyester, and polyester will melt and your iron's too hot. Other people were saying, it told us it was a pressing mat. What do you figure?
And not only that, Missouri Star is a quilting place, right?
Yeah.
And people press their cotton on cotton settings.
Yeah.
So that's normal.
Yeah. And it's falling apart. So I wrote to Missouri Star Quilt, and I'm going to share with you what I wrote to them and what the reply was. I don't have what I wrote. It didn't come out on here. But basically what I said to them is what I said to you. I said I was a little disappointed in the quality of that product. It melts. The glue is letting go. The cutting mat is not a very good self-healing mat at all. It just reeks of bad quality control and cheapness. And considering that was the last gift in the box and I was so excited about it, I felt really disappointed. And I said, in fact, there were several items in that box that other people received. Mine were intact, but a lot of people got the broken measuring cups and things like that. And I said, overall, I'm disappointed in the quality. And considering that this box costs a fair amount of money, and I've already pre-purchased next year's before all of this happened, I'm really regretting that I have bought a Missouri Star Quilt Christmas box for next year. And I got thinking about it. And if I'm honest about it, that was the third year that I bought the box, and I have noticed a decrease in quality each year. Now, someone mentioned Chris O'Neill talking about her overview of whether or not she got her money's worth. And she had it count down on the number of branded items in it and the number of items that basically had not much to do with quilting and that kind of thing. So now it makes me think, you're creating a promotional box and you're only interested in making money from it, because they don't sell a couple of hundred. They sell in the tens of thousands of those boxes. I don't know what this year's number was, but last year they had they claimed they sold over 30,000 of those boxes. And I'll bet you the number was up this year. So I wrote to them and I did get an answer. And this is the answer I got, which is partially canned comment. She goes, this came from someone called Erica at Missouri Star Quilt Company. Hello, Stephen. Thank you for emailing us. I'm happy to help with this. Thank you for your feedback. We do appreciate that you took the time to write to us. I have shared your concerns with our team. That's the canned comment. Why do I know that? I wrote to them some time ago about something else, and those first two sentences are exactly the same. So this is what they said about the mat. This is felt blend pressing mat. Any felt mat will be damaged with high heat. Where was the warning about that? There was one warning on the mat, on the label. It said, do not, after using the mat, do not close up the portfolio to store immediately. Let it dry, because if it's damp, it could damage it. Okay. but there was no warning about heat settings or anything else about it, nor did they even mention that it was a polyester blend. You had to read the fine print about the, how they put on labels on things to tell you what the content is, that kind of stuff, what it's made out of. But it's a pressing mat. Even Jenny in her video called it a wool pressing mat. So they put felt pressing mats. Now this they have picked up from the internet. Felt mats are typically made from synthetic fibers or a blend of wool and synthetic fibers. These mats may have a lower heat tolerance compared to 100% wool mats, typically handling temperatures up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees C. For felt mats, it's important to avoid using high heat, especially if they're made of primarily synthetic fibers. Medium heat is generally the safest choice to prevent any melting or damage. Where on the product did it say this? This has been lifted in the internet. Okay, and if you go onto the internet and do what are felt mats good for pressing, you will find this information. But the onus is not on the consumer to look this information up before they use it. We trusted Missouri Star Quilt to give us a quality product. They did not. They dropped the ball. Now, the measuring bowls, they said the measuring bowls are being replaced or credited with a gift card per the customer's individual request. Yes, they are. My friend Russ on here had the problem. They were smashed. He wrote to them, and they gave him a choice of I believe it was a $15 credit towards any future purchases at Missouri Star Quilt, or he could wait for replacement bowls. But they said they're going to take some time, and it may take up to 8 months to get them. Yeah, which makes me question, will you ever get them? Kind of a thing. And he wasn't the only one with that problem. There were a lot of people had that problem. I lucked out. Mine weren't broken. If you have any more questions or concerns, please feel free to ask. We truly appreciate your business. Hope you have a great day, Stephen. Yes, you did not answer my question about the fact that the glue is not sticking down to the mat, and the mat is a cheap version, a dollar store version of a self-healing mat, quite frankly, out of it. So I wrote them again and said, thank you for your reply. However, you did not answer this question. I reiterated the question about the mat and the glue and the whole bit. And I also said to them, right now, I am really unhappy with the fact that I purchased the box in advance for next year, because if this is a sign of the quality that you're giving us now, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not impressed.
Yeah, and other people have had problems with the glue separating from
what's it? Chris O'Neill showed it.
Yeah, Chris
pull
O'Neill
it. There it
showed
is,
yeah.
Coming off. Yeah, I could fix that, probably, but it's not just that. I mean, that should have been. I had not even used it at all. Nothing. As soon as I opened it up, I'm looking, well, why is this thing flapping? And then later found out all about the pressing. I just put it back in my bag. I had my wool pressing mat with me that I used for travel. Glad I brought that. I used that instead. So what's everybody saying here?
They read, dang it, Matt. I think Chris O'Neill melted the mat. Yeah, with Ryan.
Yeah. And she said she had a devil of a time getting it off the bottom of her iron.
Yeah.
She used several products to do that. Yeah, but they were calling it a wool pressing mat, Mary, which that's wrong. It's not. Shouldn't be any mat that isn't wool, period. Exactly. We're quilters. We're going to use the cotton setting. Ruth Roberts says, hi, Ruth. That's awful. I have the same thing and we'll be careful. Has this information passed on to MSQ? Well, yeah, I did, but I think other people have written to them as well. Judy says, well, I'm so glad I didn't purchase the box. You know, quite frankly, Judy, I wish I hadn't pre-ordered next year's. I really don't, because if I hadn't done that yet, I wouldn't have. I got far better quality at a lesser price from Kawartha Quilting, which is in our area. And you saw the unboxing. It's up on my channel back before Christmas. I think if we dovetail this on the conversation we had a few weeks ago about changing Missouri Star Quilt, I think that the kids are ruining it, quite frankly, I think. And it makes me hesitant to order anything from Missouri Star Quilt. And you have to remember, that box was about $189 before shipping, American. It cost me, with the shipping, with the exchange rate, about 330 some dollars for that box.
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. So, yeah, do you think I'm justified for being a little disappointed? Maureen said, oh wait, back up. Stephen, any way you can cancel that order? I'm not sure. I'm going to wait for their next reply, and then I'll make the decision to that, or look into that more. Maureen says, I bought a so-called self-healing mat, which was a no-name. It blunts blades on the first cut. I threw it away. Yep, this is exactly like that one that's included in the portfolio. Oh, Kim's here. Hi, Kim. Katie Crafts is here too. I'm disappointed in this year's box. Some things were great, but most were blah. Yes, they were. They were. Blah. And you know, Stephanie and I were very positive about the box when we gave our review, but upon reflection, there were quite a few things in there that ended up on the white elephant or the takeaway table at the retreat from me. And I mean, I don't expect everything to be my cup of tea. But yeah, it wasn't worth the money. I'm sorry. I know there's going to be die-hard Missouri Star Quilt fans out there who will go that I'm just talking through my hat and whatnot, and you are entitled to that opinion. But for me, very disappointing.
Yeah, when the feature gift at the end, especially, that is not up to par. It's kind of screws up the whole feeling of having the rest of the box.
I was so excited about that last piece. That was and you saw in the video, if you saw it, I picked that as my best choice, like the best gift in the whole box was that. And they always saved the absolute best for the end. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. And Lydia says, why call it a pressing mat if you can't press on it? Yeah. Some of those comments that were on the Facebook, people say, well, it's not a pressing mat. It's a little mini design board. You're not meant to press on it. You're meant to put your block on it. You know, put your pieces together. Yes, you could use it for that. But I'm not even sure if they'd stick on there for two. Like if you picked it up, because it's not a like a felt or anything. You'd have to pin them, and it's not that thick. So, and that's the other thing too. I wondered, of course, no one's going to get a chance to try this. I'm wondering if it didn't melt, whether or not when you pressed it, whether it would start to come up away from the board as well, or would it warp it from the heat, because it's very thin, very thin. It's just a piece of shit is what it is. Okay, so yeah, I've said it. There it is. Do with that what you will, but you won't change my mind on it, that's for sure. Pat says, I have not tried mine. I like that item also, and I'm sad that does not work. At least you gave me a heads up. Yeah, before you wreck your iron. For that price, exactly, Mary. Barry's here. Hi, Barry. I'm late, but glad to catch you live. Yeah, I don't know about the cancel. I'll have to look into it. Ruth says, any small business that grows the way MU has grown will almost always experience a drop in quality and consistency. But Ruth, is that an excuse? That is probably a fact, for sure. But they pride themselves, or at least gave the impression.
Do you have the same response to the Boeing company for their airplanes?
Yeah, they kill. And Mary says she agrees it's not the same as in the beginning. That's right. Maureen says box seems to be aiming at a newbie quilters and cutesy collectors. Oh yeah. Also have another thing. It also aimed at women. The quilting one was more generic. They thought about that. I'm sorry, but we may be less, men quilters may be less in the group of women quilters. But you know, if they turned around and made things that were all men geared, not that they would, then I am sure the ladies would put up a protest as it's being sexist. And I'm putting up a protest that I felt that Missouri Star Quilt is being sexist as well. Pat says, I decided not to reorder as I only liked 4 things. Yep. Please try to cancel. Maureen says, the email exchanges about that will be interesting, especially when you read it out with appropriate voice tones. True. Ruth says, confession, I opened mine as soon as I received it because I didn't want all this stuff laying around while I was also working on reorganizing, decluttering. Well, that's your choice. We open them in advance too. We start, because we did the videos, Stephanie and I, 5 days in a row, right? So we did all those videos in one day. So we saw everything before the actual
That's
end
why
date.
you were wearing the same clothes.
That's right. That's why I said the thing. That's why we're wearing the same outfit. We didn't bring 5 changes of clothes for that. Joanne says, oh boy, I pre-ordered for next year my first MSQC Advent box. Now I'm second guessing decision. Well, let's hope that if enough people have complained about this, that they take it to heart. But you want to know something? They probably already know what's going in next year's box. They're probably working on the year beyond that because they have to order things from China for all of this. And I think they're maximizing profit. I mean, they are a business, get it. Profit's important, but it sets a tone, I think. And I don't think it's a positive tone. Yeah, Mary says, how do you really feel, Stephen? Yeah, true. Patricia says, I'm not going to order another MSQ box. I had broken bowls, supposed to get a replacement in February. There were some very nice things in there. However, there were too many non-quilt related items. Yep, exactly. And you know, Patricia, you should write to them as well and say you're not ordering it and that's why. I think the more people that do that, the more they're going to have to listen. Because it is their business, it will affect their business. G says, everyone that ordered should request to cancel, and that might open their eyes on how unhappy the customers are with their products. That's true, but you want to know there's a lot of people out there that are absolutely loyal to the brand, and no matter what, they could get a big bag of warm crap and think it was wonderful. If they were told it was chocolate, they'd believe them. So, yeah. But
yeah, I know you can't get, that would represent a boycott or whatever, and you can't get people on board for all of that. But, you know, I mean, they would take notice if a lot of people stop ordering stuff because of that.
Yeah, they would, but in a perfect world, but not so perfect. Anyways, I had to bring that up because, yeah, I had to as well. So, you know, do with what you will with that information. Julie says, I have started supporting other quilt shops like Love GE Designs. Yes, profit is important. However, ripping off the customer is wrong. Yes, Charlotte, and you know something, Charlotte? I do believe they were ripping us off. I do. And I'm really sad to say that because I had a lot of respect for Missouri Star Quilt. I didn't do a lot of business with them, mainly because of what it would cost for shipping and the exchange rate in Canada, but I have done some. And I was always favorably impressed with their customer service. I'm not with this. That's a canned comment with it. And I wonder if other people wrote a similar thing to I did to them, whether or not the comment comes to them is exactly the same one. Cut and paste. I mean, sure, if you get a lot of complaints, if it's the same thing over and over, then yeah, I can see cut and paste for that. But nevertheless, that also suggests they don't care. There wasn't anything in there about them doing anything for us. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
They just made this explanation and threw it on our shoulders as though we were wrong.
As if you were wrong for using it incorrectly.
Yeah. So someone's at our front door.
That might be my other package.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's what it is. Did he ring? He rang the doorbell, though. Okay, keep talking to people.
Oh, I'm supposed to keep talking. Yeah, I'm not used to him talking. Yeah, so, you know, it's disappointing when I don't know. I can't do this. Okay, I can't keep them entertained because I'm used to you talking.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine. It was your package anyways. Okay, so just checking what everybody's saying here. Stephanie says, after having time to reflect, I'm disappointed in this last box as well. Yep. Francis says, I shop MSQC occasionally, but have never bought the box. I enjoy watching a few openings, yours being one. Years ago, I would have suffered FOMO. Now I'm glad I haven't bought it. Yep. I felt like it was a Team U Advent box. That's, yeah. Okay, they're all saying it was time and you blew it.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I get tongue-tied.
Yeah. Yeah, not when you're around me.
No, I don't.
Sometimes I wish. Pat says, I thought there was very little fabric. Yeah, there was. Val says, they need to make stuff more sewing and quilting there than it can be for guys. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, yeah, that is what it is. And we'll see, and I'll see if I get another. I suspect they're not going to reply to my second email.
No.
But we'll see. I was surprised they actually replied to the first email, given the conflab on Facebook about it. But they did. I guess that's something. Okay, so let's talk about the retreat. Since we were there.
Actually, I think these companies need to listen a bit better because, now I'm talking, it is because of social media.
Yeah.
People start, like, I mean, if you, in the old days, if you got a box, you might be ticked off, but you're isolated. Nobody knows about it. But now that there's social media, all their stuff gets reviewed on social media.
Yep. Yep. I mean, never underestimate social media when dealing with companies, because there's been several times I've gone on to social media when I couldn't get someone to pick up a phone or deal with the problem. And I went to their actual Facebook page. Boy, did I get action then. So that's just a little tip there if you're having trouble communicating with them or getting an answer. Lucy's here. Hi, Lucy. Happy New Year to you too. KD says, I would like a gray cup, but not enough to buy a whole box. Oh, you mean the coffee mug? Yeah, the coffee mugs are kind of nice, mind you. I haven't used mine much, and they're supposed to be dishwasher safe. Now I'm afraid, will they pull apart in a dishwasher or in a microwave or what? They say they're supposed to be. Don't trust them anymore. After that, yes. Okay, let's talk about the retreat. Okay, let's first of all talk about the travel down there. For us, we took 2 days to get down. The first day, last year we drove to Windsor and stayed overnight there. We were thinking it was going to take us longer to get to Windsor from our place than it did. So we stayed, we could have gone across the border and gone down further. But this year we decided to do that. Already talked about the 45-minute wait at the border. We were prepared for that. That's no big surprise. And we drove to Findlay, Ohio. There's an inn there called Drury Inn. It's a family-owned hotel. We had stayed there once years before when we were down there, and we're very impressed with, one, the cost is cheap. It was what,
120 US.
And it included food. Both they had a dinner buffet and they have a breakfast buffet. And I mean, we're not talking here like they had a good selection of food.
I mean, it wasn't
a banquet
or anything, but you know,
yeah, but it was good.
Everybody could get something, right? That was worthwhile. So
yeah, so we stayed there, and of course Stephanie came down. That was Christmas Day, and Stephanie came down. She had a room there as well, and so we hung out together, had dinner together, few drinks. Well, we had the few. Stephanie didn't have anything to drink. I'll let you know that right now, because Stephanie is being a good girl. With that,
she had a glass of wine.
Oh, did she have?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she had one. I couldn't get a second one into her.
Yeah.
She was being a good girl. With that. So, anyways, that was fun. And then Stephanie moved on to Kentucky. We weren't going to.
She went to Tennessee.
Knoxville. Okay. She was staying with a good friend of hers that she hadn't seen for a while, and also there was some pickups and deliveries that had to be made with people as well. We proceeded on to Lexington the next day, and
it didn't take us that long.
No, it didn't take as long as we thought it was going to.
So then we did a side trip to
Buc-ee's,
which was a disaster.
Oh God, yes. I think we hold the record for the shortest time in a Buc-ee's. We were not prepared. We knew it was going to be busy, but
we weren't prepared for how busy it was.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so we just sort of walked in and walked out. Actually walked in, used the bathroom, walked out again.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That was it. Shortest time anybody's ever spent in the Buc-ee's, I'm sure. I mean, it looked interesting, but there was just so many people. And then we found out afterwards, I thought, well, maybe it was really extra busy because people are off
It was
between
like
the
December
holidays.
26th or whatever.
Yeah, it was
so.
what we call Boxing Day in Canada, but down in the States, they're not Boxing Day. But anyways, no, I was told by some other people who are more familiar with it, yeah, it's always busy like that. And I thought, I can't stand crowds. I mean, I get
Yeah, well,
claustrophobic.
even I can handle crowds a little better than he can, but it was too busy for me too. I just didn't like how many people were in there.
So we got in, we went to the bathroom. They do claim they have the cleanest bathrooms. They do.
Yeah, they were very
They do.
clean.
Could have eaten off the floor of the urinal, but well, maybe not. But yeah, it was don't eat the urinal mints. But it was very clean. And the food, they have this thing on a bun.
Yeah, barbecue. I think it's brisket on a bun or something like
They
that.
look good. They
Yeah, they
smell
look
good
good,
too.
yeah.
Would have liked one of those, but
It
nope.
was quite busy in there.
Very busy. So didn't get that. So we got in, we got out. Well, we had some time a little more time than we thought. And so, of course, our friend Pat, that's on here now, she lives only 9 miles, according to the GPS, away, 15 minutes away from Buc-ee's. So we had sent her an email earlier in the day because we knew we were going to earlier and said, hi, you want company? And we went to Pat's place and had a lovely hour or so with her. We saw all her beautiful quilts. And I mean, if you've been a regular on Sewing with Stephanie and Steven, you have seen some of the quilts Pat has. But you want to know something? Video does not show the real beauty of them. You have to see them in person. And having said that, I did a video. And it will be on Tuesday on the Idiot Quilter, our visit with Pat. And she took us on a tour of all of her wonderful creations, her art quilts, and they are art. Believe me, they are definitely art. And it was really nice to see Pat down there. And yeah, and her dogs. She has 3 really cute little dogs. And one dog took a real shine to me. And I'm not going to tell you how I knew it took a shine to me because I didn't realize at the time that, well, we're just not going to talk about that. Okay, but they are so cute. So cute. One of her little dogs started to snore. It was laying on the carpet. And I heard this noise. It sounded like there was a dog or something trying to get into the room. Nope, it was a little dog snoring away. They were just really, really cute things. And you know I'm a cat person, but I like dogs too with them. Those were lovely. So that was a really nice visit with Pat that we had. Accommodation, well, we already said we stayed at the Drury Inn, told you about that. In Lexington, we just stayed at the Holiday Inn. But it's okay. We've stayed there at the same one before. We did last year. And then we did the drive to Georgia, and that was another, 6.5 hours from Lexington, and got to Coosa. That's what's called.
Lydia, the Buc-ee's that we went to was in Richmond.
Yeah.
Richmond, Kentucky, just south of Lexington and on the 75. And I don't think there are a lot of other Buc-ee's around.
No.
That, they have supposedly 100 gas pumps. I would guess that's not correct.
They did. Lydia said it was 1,800 kilometers for her in day 1, Harrisonburg, Virginia, then day 2 overnight in Dahlonega, awaiting check-in. Driving in alone was long, but so pretty. I need to see if there's a Buc-ee along the way. Yeah, there's, I don't know, you just have to look them up. I think there's one in Colorado.
Yeah, there's a lot in, I think they got started in Texas or something like that, and they put up a few more.
Yeah.
But, the drive is about 1,500 kilometers.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Lydia, we're coming from close to Toronto down, and then Lydia is from Ottawa, and Ottawa is a good 4 hours from Ottawa to Toronto. So the extra length that she had to go. Living and Crafting's here. Hi, Living and Crafting. And Ingrid's here. Hi, Ingrid. Ingrid was at the retreat as well. And it was so nice to see Ingrid in person. I mean, we see each other on the sew days and different things as well, but it was so nice to meet so many people that we see via video or just they come on here in the chat. So that was really nice. So we went to Buc-ee's, we went to Pat's, got to Coosa Lodge. So yeah, and Coosa Lodge, if you don't know it, you can look it up. There's a YouTube video about Coosa Lodge. It is a great place. It's lovely. It is built for retreats. It's just all the facilities you need, and it's nestled on top of the foothills to the Blue Mountain Range.
Yeah, it's very picturesque.
Very picturesque. Very private as well. And I think they're expanding as well. They've already started the expansion. They're adding another lodge, and it's going to be even bigger and better from what we've heard from the owner as well. So we had that. We went out for lunch a lot. Actually, the first night, Russ and Stephanie and Walter and I, we went to a Mexican place that we'd gone to last year as well. And I mean, they're very speedy. Almost too speedy, but the food is really, really good. So if you like Mexican, it is good Mexican food there as well. But we had a lot of food. Now this is a bit of a, don't take it the wrong way, Americans, but you eat funny. You eat real funny. Okay, first of all, you have tub o soda. Okay.
Well, not at the Mexican.
No, not the Mexican place. Well, I had a margarita anyway, so I don't care. But in all of their fast food places down there, there's no such thing as a small drink. The small drinks are large in this country.
Our large drinks.
In fact, even our large are not even close to what the average drink is in the States. You people love your ice. I know that. You top it right up, and you love your soda pop, as we would call it, whatever. You love your chicken. Everybody's got chicken. So, of course, we had to go to Russ's favorite spot, Chick-fil-A, which is actually, quite frankly, we like Chick-fil-A too. We do have one in our area, and we especially like their salads. That's what we usually get. And, of course, I absolutely love their milkshakes. And I did. So, I get a salad at Chick-fil-A and a milkshake. They both cancel each other out, so it's it's 0 calories. Really, no problem with that. We went to Zaxby's one day at lunch. Now, last year we went to Zaxby's, and it was the most salt I'd ever had in my life. So this time we ordered a salad, yet they can still slip that salt in.
Yeah, well, the chicken was very salty, and Lydia found that out because she had chicken fingers, and she said it was very salty.
Yeah, and we had chicken in our salad, so yeah, there was salt in that. But I had a milkshake there too. And actually, their milkshakes aren't bad either, but I still like Chick-fil-A's just a little better.
Yeah, Mary, I like their Southwest chicken salad too.
Yeah, that's what we always do. And where else did we go? We went to a place called Whataburger. Now, that was the only place we didn't have a salad. We had actual burger, and it was a burger. Not horrible, but
it was okay.
But we don't get burgers much anymore, so we were kind of like, ooh, this is like,
I mean, we don't usually go to a burger place to get a burger, especially since I've been on this diet where I don't eat carbs.
Where you don't eat.
Well, I don't eat very many carbs, put it that way.
But anyways,
and the buns that are usually at the burger joints have a lot of sugar in them.
Yeah. So we had that. We had a few meals in the lodge as well. Yeah. We actually made breakfast for everybody one morning because Americans call bacon that comes from Canada Canadian bacon. It is not Canadian bacon. What Americans have is a slice of ham, possibly the centerpiece of a slice of ham, and they call it Canadian bacon. That's not Canadian
I've got a solid thing in the freezer.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We bought some what we call P-mill bacon. That is Canadian bacon. And we cooked it here at home, and we sliced it all up, and we wrapped it up and froze it, and then we took it down with us. And we prepared that for everybody along with some of Walter's famous scrambled eggs.
This is what our Canadian bacon looks like.
That's
This
what it
is
looks
a
like.
chunk of it.
That's what it looks like before it's been cooked or sliced. Now, you don't have to cook it. It's cured.
It's pre-cooked, actually.
Yeah, it's pre-cooked. But we
and it's
always
coated
do
with
anyways.
cornmeal.
Yeah. And it's absolutely delicious.
Pillars.
Yeah. So that's Canadian bacon.
Well, this one, it's back bacon.
Back bacon or peameal.
Yeah, it can be called peameal. Peameal is cured but uncooked. And back bacon is pre-cooked.
Yeah. So,
and this is bought at Costco, so.
yeah. I don't know if you can get it in Costco in the States. Probably not, because it's a Canadian thing. So we brought that down for everybody to try, and we made toast and that and everything. So, and I think most people liked it. I think there were a few people that if it came from Canada, they weren't touching it, because we took down a whole lot of Canadian treats as well, like potato chips, like ketchup potato chips, all dressed potato chips, which are Russ's favorite. There was a new one that we had never tried before called roast turkey dinner or something. Those ones are, I don't know. They kind of taste like it, but kind of don't. And the other kind that Stephanie and Russ both liked were the tiki masala chips, Indian flavor, and they are spicy. I kind of like those too, but I don't eat a lot of chips. I'm one of those people that can just eat one chip, and I've had enough of them. Walter could eat just one too, a bag, but he doesn't. Guess why we don't keep chips in the house. And we brought down some different candy bars and stuff, and Lydia brought a whole basket of stuff as well. We brought down wine gums. Lydia brought wine gums as well. Lydia brought down what we call Smarties here. You would know them as rockets. Your Smarties, what you call Smarties, are actually what we call rockets. They're different.
Yeah, and Smarties here are sort of like chocolate M&Ms. They're candy coated chocolate.
Not quite the same, but
no, they do taste different.
They're more like that. And of course, Coffee Crisp chocolate bars, which are Canadian standard. And there were a few other things in there as well. But I think Americans are creatures of habit, because they look at these things and they go, not so sure. Not so sure about that. What do you?
Yeah, Lydia says their portions are insane here.
Oh, yeah.
Husband and I have been sharing appetizers at main meals and the salt.
Yeah, everything is in large quantities here. So if you come to Canada and you go to a restaurant, you're going to starve. Order 2. Okay, entrees. Because we're not used to that. And if you like salt, bring your own. Because you're not going to get that much salt. So that was that. What else did we have for food? Oh, on New Year's Eve, Walter and I got some champagne from Walmart. So you know what kind of champagne it might have been. They call it champagne, but technically you can't call something that didn't come from the Champagne region of France champagne. So sparkling wine. We bought that. Lydia picked up a couple of not too bad of bottles of wine that were Californian. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of California wines. Actually, yeah. I'm not a fan of American wines, period. But those were not too bad that you had. They were okay. And somebody else brought, I think it was Candace, brought some from a little winery. Then they were kind of good too. So, yeah, that was okay as well. What else do we have for food? Anything?
Yeah, Dubravka, how do you cook your back bacon? I that is the slab that I've got. And I slice it up on, I have a slicer. I slice it up on and not super thin, but, ham slice type thing, thin. And pan fry it, like Lydia says.
Yes, Lydia says, yeah.
You can do it in oil, or you can do it, I usually do it in butter and maybe a little bit of oil.
And you can do it in your microwave, but you got to be careful. If you overcook it in the microwave, you only need to put it in for about a minute and a half or less. If you overcook it in the microwave, it'll
dry out.
You put it on the bottom of your shoe. It'll work for that.
Yeah, it's best to pan fry it.
Hi, Mona. Diana says, hi, Diana. I like Wonder Bars, but they were hard to find the last time I was there.
Wonder Bars?
Yeah, Wonder Bars. We used to get them here.
I don't think they have them.
I don't think we have them anymore. I don't know. I don't buy chocolate bars usually. I mean, except dairy milk. And I'm picky about my dairy milk bars. I think Lydia brought one down that was a Canadian dairy milk. And you can get Cadbury dairy milk in the States too. But we buy
Well,
the
maybe
one.
it's the Wonder, Wundar.
Oh, Wonder bars.
Wonder
No,
bars.
I don't know.
Wonder bars. Yeah,
But,
you can get them.
Can we?
Yeah.
I thought there was one called WONDR too.
Not one WON.
Okay, whatever. I don't buy chocolate bars.
Wunderbar.
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 Uber delicious. Yeah, I don't know. But what I was saying was that, and I've lost my train of thought because you interrupted me again. And every time you do. What were we talking about? We were talking about chocolate bars. I had something to say about, Cadbury's. Yeah. Cadbury's, we buy the ones that come from Britain. There's a Dutch bakery that has a section on British foods, and we buy those. We like them better than the Canadian one, but they are different because we found out when we were in Australia, we went to the town where the Cadbury factory is, and the Australian ones are different too. And what they do is they blend them in such a way with the sugar and that suits the country. Americans like things a little bit sweeter, so they tend to be a little bit sweeter than the Canadian ones, but the British ones tend to be a little creamier and that kind of thing.
And also a little less sweet.
And a little less sweet as well. So, yeah. So there is differences, even though it says Cadbury, it looks the same. It's different way that they make them with that. Diana says they are Canadian Cadbury. The Wonder Bars?
Yeah, it's WUNDAR, Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. Okay. I think I've seen them, but I don't know when.
Yeah, we had the little ones in our in with the our candy.
Those ones. Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyways, so yeah, we had lots of food. What else? Well, we talked about the entertainment there. We did the white elephant thing. We played this game called Cards Against Humanity. Keep your children out of the room if you ever play that game. I have never played that game before. And I think you want to play it with some really close friends because it gets raunchy very quickly.
That's the Wunderbar.
Oh, yeah, I know about those.
All right.
Okay, with you. Yeah, okay.
Cadbury.
Yep, Cadbury. Okay.
Yeah, we can get them here.
Yeah, we can get those here. Yeah. Haven't had one in years, but like I said, I don't eat chocolate bars except for dairy milk or fruit nut actually by Cadbury. I love the fruit nut. Go figure. But anyways, this Cards Against Humanity is a bit of a, I think it's really good with close friends.
I think there was a lot of people that felt uncomfortable.
There were some people did not participate in it, and there were some people that did participate in it, and they had a look on their face like, should we really be playing this? So
it may not have been the most appropriate thing to have.
No, but who was to tell? You never can tell with that kind of thing. So, take your chances. We did a game, though. Lydia got us onto this game. It's an app on your cell phone. It's called Heads Up, I believe. Mm-hmm. That was hilarious. Where basically they have categories and people try to give you clues so you'll say the right word in that category because you can't see it. You hold the phone up on your forehead like this so they can see it. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I liked that game a lot. And Lydia even purchased while we were there the adult version of the game. Well, yeah, adult, yeah, okay for children 5 and up. With that, we were expecting it was going to be a little raunchy too, but it wasn't. So
I'm sure that anal beads wasn't part.
Well, let's not get into that, shall we? We'll just leave that alone. Dana says she hates Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, I wouldn't purchase it myself.
I always wondered what the game was
I'd
like.
never played it before.
And, atmosphere, it might be funny, but it was...
Mostly if you're drunk and with close friends, I think it would be very fun, but yeah. But anyways, we did that. Do we play any other kinds of... I think that's about it. Talked about gifts. Lots of gifts from people. People knocked themselves out with it. Russ, I have a bone to pick with you on your last vlog. You showed in your pictures from the week the Canadian Tire bag that I put all the things that I had made for people in, and you never mentioned the significance of a Canadian Tire bag? I want you to correct that. I really do, Russ. I spared no expense or time on those bags. Yeah. Whatever. With it. I'm kind of joking. Kind of not, though. I don't think anybody watching in the States would understand necessarily what that was that you showed down there. It's a Canadian Tire bag, but you were probably busy trying to get your vlog out because you just got home with it. So, whatever. With that. What?
Mentioning Lydia's Cadbury eggs were delicious.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Lydia also brought the Cadbury mini eggs, too, which are usually only available, well, I don't know. I've seen them in the dollar store all year round, so I guess they now put them out all year round. Probably. They used to be just around Easter time with them. I always like those. They're good. So we got lots of things from lots of people, some really neat things there as well. So that was lots of fun. We went, as you know, to Common Threads, the quilt store. I already talked about that, expense and that, but it was nice to see they're not open. They opened specially for us. Didn't think we were going to get a chance to go because we didn't know if they were going to open for us or not, but they did, and that was nice. That was good in there too. They made some money. No two ways about that. Oh, and speaking of quilts and that, both Russ gave a little trunk show of 3 of his quilts, which were absolutely beautiful. On my Idiot Quilter this week, I have a montage of different things that took place, like a slideshow and little videos and things. And Russ is there. And Walter showed the quilt that you've already seen because we've shown it on here a couple of times. His African quilt that he started last year at the retreat. Only took a year to finish. And we compared it with Stephanie's version as well. And they both looked really good. So that was fun. Let's see. New Year's Eve, I think I've already mentioned it. We were all tired.
Yeah.
You know, that's when we played Heads Up and the whole bit. Stephanie had to get up the next morning to catch a plane to Texas because she was going to that other retreat as well. So she kind of went to bed before midnight and then was up for midnight and that because she had to leave at 3:00 in the morning out of there and everything. So yeah. So we had that. Other people sort of stayed up, some didn't or whatever. I could have gone to bed, but we persevered. We had champagne. What a bunch of teetotalers. We bought a large bottle of champagne and 2 smaller 750 milliliter bottles of champagne. We had
3 big bottles. Wasn't that 3?
No, we had 2 big bottles and 2 smaller bottles. Yeah. I think. Yeah, we brought home with us. We only opened the 1 large bottle, and we almost didn't finish that. So yeah, we brought the rest of the champagne home. So when they asked us at the border, Walter says, "Yeah, we have 2 bottles of wine." Technically, it did with it, but anyways, so we did that. And now the big question comes, what did it cost? Well, I'm sad to say we aren't going next year. And that isn't because we didn't have a good time or anything like that. It's because of the exchange rate on our dollar.
Yeah. And the other thing is the drive down.
The drive is just too much for us old farts. And it's the cost. Now, some people are going to say, well, why don't you fly? Well,
that would cost us more.
That would cost us more. Flights from Canada to the U.S. are astronomical.
Plus, I don't really want to drag my sewing machine through the airport.
No, I don't want to do that either. But here it is. It's because of the exchange rate more than anything else. Between the hotels, and we did not stay in expensive hotels, we had 2 nights in a hotel going down, had 1 night in a hotel coming home. Why 1 night? Because we drove, how long did it take us to get to Windsor? 5.5 hours from Lexington.
Yeah, and then it took us another 4 hours.
4 hours and something. It took us almost 10 hours to drive from Lexington straight through.
Yeah, well,
to
what
home.
happened is we were going to stop, but then I said, I got to Windsor and I got a second wind. So I said, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. So, and see how far we get. And as we got closer and closer to home, I kept getting more.
Yeah, I kept saying to him, "Are you awake? You see there are lines."
Because
I
did all the driving. So
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so that but really it's more or less what it costs. So of course we had to pay for the retreat itself, but we had paid for that months ago, so that was off the books. In fact, the exchange rate was a little less, not much, at the time that we paid for it last January. 3 nights in hotels, gas. Now, gas is cheaper in the United States than in Canada, but again, the exchange rate still puts it up there. Meals. And we were just doing lunches, and we weren't having elaborate lunches at all. But the exchange rate, 2 people, American, it might have cost us $40 or $50. The exchange rate put it to 80, in one case up to $90 for lunch. Okay. Fabric, things that we bought, incidentals, the champagne that we bought, any other wine that we bought for ourselves and stuff like that. All of that, although we got those things at Walmart.
Actually, your Walmart food prices are amazing because they're as expensive as they are in Canadian, only in American dollars, which we have to pay 40% more for.
Yeah. Now, we had one person say to us, again, we have the exchange rate question.
One person said to us, well, why don't you just buy it in American dollars? Well, we do buy it in American dollars.
Yeah.
But we have to pay Canadian dollars to get those American dollars.
Yeah. So
for every American dollar we spend, we spend a 145 Canadian.
Yeah. So overall, this whole trip with all costs included cost us over $3,000 for all of this. Yeah. When was the last time you went to a retreat and paid $3,000? Now, I'm not saying the fee for the retreat, no, but I'm saying all total to get there, the whole bit. So, quite frankly, for 4 days, even though we had a really, really great time, we can't do it again.
Well, it's more, for me,
we can go to Europe for less.
Driving it all the way down there. I find if a retreat was closer, I'd consider it.
But it's just too much. But we had a great time. Nothing against Stephanie's retreat or anything like that. It just has to do with economics between our 2 countries. And that's out of all of our hands with that kind of thing. But I thought you'd be curious to know that. So let's finish up here by seeing what people are suppositories. Where'd that come from?
That was good. Yeah.
Oh, that's suppositories. Walter suppository. Maple flavored Oreos were good. Yep. Ingrid says, is Joanna here? Did I miss her? That's Designing G. Yeah, I always forget that Joanna goes by Designing J. It was great to see you at the retreat. Yep. Rush, you need an entire segment on the Canadian Tire bag. Yes, he does. And Lydia had a great time too. We all had a great time. Maureen says there's a family edition of Cards Against Humanity for age 8 and upwards. Okay, that's good to know. This one's in that one, I guess. Let's see. We're forecasting. We're still talking about snow. Home and Vinny Drive. Grateful to be retired. Yeah, and there's that's a lot for 4 days. Aren't there any retreats closer? In Canada, there are retreats.
The thing is you want to go with people you know, right?
Yeah, that was why we were going to
it.
Yeah, we want to see these people and everything.
It was worthwhile to go to see everybody and hang out with everybody that's on the channel type of thing.
Yeah.
That's great.
That was cool.
Lydia and Russ and everybody and Candace actually and everybody and Ingrid. It was nice to see everybody.
Everybody was great.
Like that,
Everybody was great.
So that's that part of it was great. Would we ever do it again? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you get sort of like, it's like having kids. You kind of think twice.
Yeah.
Who
might forget the pain.
Who knows what we'll do next year? So.
Yeah, with it. But anyways, we had a good time. That's for sure. And there's something else I was going to say about that. We got to meet everybody in person. That was nice.
Yeah.
There was something I was thinking of, and I can't think what it was. Well, it couldn't have been that important.
Yeah, Lydia says not many retreats locally, and personally, it's a lot about friendships. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it is. That's what makes a retreat great. Is if you're there with a bunch of people you know, kind of a thing. It's
yeah,
more
and
relaxing. It's more
Johanna
fun.
and
Yeah.
everybody. So
Oh, that was great. So, anyways, we're over our time now. So, thank you everybody for joining in today with us. And we're going to say goodbye, or as Walter would say, I made this for him. But, anyways, hope you guys have a good week. All of my videos will be back on schedule again next week as usual. And the pop-up sew day right now, tentatively on the 18th of January, but more to come out about that shortly. So have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week, if not sooner.
yeah.
Bye for now.